Okay, let me put us in the starting soon. Yo, can you hear me now? And I can't hear you now because I muted yours. Also, we're live now. Um, apparently, why is it not? It's not capturing your audio. But apparently, what happened was when Zoom is so tied into Ecamm that it sets my microphone to whatever Ecamm is doing. So if I mute in Ecamm, it mutes in Zoom. So I've been over here talking. I was like, wait, is it center or centered or what's going on there? Um, but let's go ahead. Let's take it. We'll take it on to the actual little scene here. That doesn't help anybody looking at our Zoom window. Um, all right, cool. So, hey folks, you are not looking at our code. You're looking at code that I'm working on for a thing, but it's similar to code that you're working on for a thing. You should share your you should share your screen because that way we can see what you've done. Also, I feel like your stuff is not being captured still, so that could be a problem. Oh, add. Let's add. Um, let's let's bring you in here. Yep, there we go. There's one. People are probably wondering where am I at. I am wondering the
Most
same.
likely.
There we go.
Screen one.
Definitely the wrong camera, but oh, and of course it's not gonna show because it never wants to show the zoom thing. Damien share. There we go. Now we can see. And then let me just fix that real quick. So it would seem that it really doesn't want me to show my face. I'm just like, yo, Zoom, what is it? If I turn my video off here, does it work?
Come on, Zoom. You're better than this.
It's not well. It's like a combination of Zoom and like other thing, but it's just like yo. Oh, did Ecamm just? I'm confused. I don't think Ecamm crashed
I still
because
hear you.
I don't see Ecamm anymore, but I see Ecamm windows. Oh no, it just moved everything. It's kind of weird. Yeah, when I clicked the button, it was just like, let me throw you way over there because that's what you need. Okay. Oh, why does it keep doing that? Oh, it keeps shifting the screen over. That's why. All right. Well, I'll just move this over a little bit so I can see. There we go. Cool. Um, that's what I get when I have way too many cameras. All right.
That's
So
upsetting.
you've been doing this on your own. You've been on your own at this. So
I've been trying to do this on my own. Yes.
I'm interested. Have you been doing mostly like design stuff? Have you been like creating more pages, more URLs? Like what
I've
have
been
you?
creating more URLs. I started to do design stuff, and then I kind of hit this roadblock where I was like, what's the point of having the designs done if I don't have the HTML done to make the designs make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I was kind of sitting through that turmoil where I was like, why does this look so stupid? And I'm like, because you have nothing in there to make it look properly designed. Um, but like I was sitting there trying to design it for like a couple of days and then trying to figure out the CSS and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, how do I implement CSS in Python? And then I just hit a brick wall where I was like,
You don't.
this is silly.
you
Yeah, you
you
don't.
don't.
You don't.
That's the
Yeah,
answer.
it's. I found the style thing or the style in Python, which made me a little bit happier because I'm like, oh, at least I can do this. Um,
Yeah. Well, and what I would say, and for those that are tuning in for the first time, hi, I'm Jay. This is Damien. Damien is much smaller than I am in the camera for reasons that we still don't know. But we are walking Damien through kind of the process of building out uh, his first like Django project. And this is a project that I believe like a portfolio project that you're doing for your dog, which I think is really cool. And the last time we were on stream, we were doing a lot of like, let's just get the hello world going. Let's get a couple of routes moving. And we've talked a couple of times in between. And I think I showed you like one or two things, but uh,
yes.
it would be cool to get an idea of kind of where you are. So give me the tour because I haven't seen the whole project yet.
Okay. Do you want the code tour or the actual site tour?
This actual site tour.
Okay. So right now on the homepage, I don't really have much going on with it. I
Sure.
have my um, navigation header.
Mm-hmm.
I have an H1 just to show a title so I can make sure to move this around. And then I have a hero page right here or a hero container.
Yeah.
I just don't have anything in it yet. And then at the bottom, I have a footer just because I wanted to mess around with the footer and the container to try and get this centered. So I'm
Okay.
still messing around with that right now.
Is that the three cards and bodies and that thing or okay,
Yes.
cool.
And then I have a section that I'm going to make my portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
just so it goes off of it. And then I have about my dog, the live stream, and then certifications and the gallery.
Interesting. What did you how did you go about making that? Is that all manual or
Yes.
okay.
Um,
That's fine.
I assume it's manual. No, I
No.
use the same end block that you had showed me earlier.
Oh,
So
the
from
URL.
base, yeah, extends base HTML.
Okay. Yeah.
And all of this was made in the base
Yeah.
container. I'm sorry, in the base as a
Smooth.
navigation bar.
Yeah. And again, there are some things that eventually what you'll do, what you'll kind of figure out is you'll make these components and then the components you can use there's a similar command to um to extends called include,
Hmm.
and it will allow you to kind of pull in a section like in a single area. So like what you're doing is perfectly fine where you have like all of these things, but say you have like a newsletter and you want to include that newsletter code throughout random places on the website. You could use include newsletter.html, and then that would kind of move all of those code pieces in. And again, you write it the exact same way that you would write the extends. It's just include instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the only section that I have that I was working on, I put a few things in the about me section. I have to add a hero image, an actual image. There's a bunch of stuff that I have to add, but right now I just wanted to make sure things are functional.
Yeah.
Um, and the thing that I think it took the most time on adding was the actual live stream portion, which is just an embed from an API from what's the website called?
Like an external service.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Which
cool.
is a free external service that I could use for now before I
Mm-hmm.
try and do it through
Yeah.
Twitch. Sociable Kit.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
So that way I can have people go here if they wanted to look at it and just increase numbers like in the long run, SEO numbers if they don't
So
want to go to Twitch.
long term, I keep trying to move over. Sorry for folks who are looking there
Okay.
like, why am I only seeing half the screen? That's me moving things because the screen keeps moving. There, I'll put this down here so I can see it. So what are you thinking is next in this? Like, where are you trying to take it from here?
I think I'm gonna start finishing the page, like the HTML on the pages. So I kind of want to make sure that because at least my navigation bar is done enough that I can just be like, okay, this is done.
Yeah,
I just want to fill this up with content, even if it's like Lorem Impus or whatever the heck it's called.
like
Um,
lorem ipsum.
yeah, just so I can have an idea of how it's going to look on the page. So I need to make sure, like, I'm gonna have a hero image, make sure my footer centered, just so I can see what it's going to look like overall in terms of having to use in terms of getting ready to have to use styles in Python because it's so much different
Yeah,
or it's so very different from CSS.
yeah. Well, what is styles in Python? What is this? Because I just use CSS. I don't
You just
know.
use CSS?
I just use CSS.
I shouldn't. I guess styles is it's still CSS, but I have to make sure to use the style tag when I do things, which is completely different than what I'm used to, I guess.
Well, I mean, I would argue that using things like classes and style tags are probably ideal, but I mean, yeah, you're not. I don't think
So
you're doing anything that I would be like, what are you doing? Like that.
I
That
guess
all sounds
I
right.
guess I'm used to class and IDs
Mm,
to
okay.
put my CSS
Uh,
into my code.
yeah, yeah, you can do that.
Um,
I
and
I get what you're saying. There are a couple of, and this can be a thing that we talk about a little bit more. I don't think you need to worry too much about it right now, but if you like to just to kind of get an idea of some models that people use. One,
mhm,
Django is very traditionally a backend. It's like your backend's backend. So like, don't
okay,
be afraid of like, you know what? I really like React, and I want to do React things on the front end and do like Django things on the back end and just push content to this React thing. Like that is a thing that people do. That's the thing a lot of people do. I personally don't do it because I'm not the biggest fan of React. Just not my thing. The really popular thing nowadays is HTMX. HTMX is this. It's another JavaScript-ish framework. It's designed to. It's htmx.org if you're looking for more information. It uses Ajax. or sorry, it gives you access to things like Ajax, CSS transitions, WebSockets, server side events, a lot of those things. But you do it by modifying the attributes of the object. So you might have a div, and your div would say like load content and or load, blog posts, whatever. And then the data path would be this other thing. And then basically you would have a script that every time someone clicks a button, it changes the value so that you could change the content on screen in some dynamic form. Or maybe you have
Hmm.
like you want to do like a JavaScript carousel or something that has, hey, every X seconds or whatever, do a new thing. And again, this isn't necessarily like I don't. You'd have to check out all the docs. There's a bunch of different things that you can do.
Okay.
A lot of people in Python use HTMX now, especially with Fast API. I think a lot of people are using it with Django as well. To basically be like, I don't really want to write a bunch of JavaScript, but
I
if
want
I
to have
can,
some.
yeah, if I can write this thing that is like, hey, HX post is going to send a post request, and I just need to give it to the whatever value that I want post to be, then cool, it did the thing. Like, great. To be honest, I think in some cases people overuse HTMX. Um,
Interesting.
and an interesting example of this was I have this like CLI thing that uses, or not CLI. I have like a fast API site that does like a AI generated search based on some information, but like basically someone has to make the request. It's got to go fetch the results, and then it's got to feed that result to this background task that is, asking the large language model to give it some information and then return it. So when that happens, I have to load the page, and then I was wanting to use HTMX to handle that backend request. And what I learned was it was actually easier and more convenient for me to just have a simple JavaScript like script on the page, that does it. That the HTMX was more complicated than the JavaScript. So I think in some ways it'll be simpler. I think in some ways it'll be slightly more complex. That's just the thing that you got to look up. The other
Okay.
one that I haven't heard, I know of a few folks that use this, but I haven't heard a ton about is Alpine.js. And Alpine.js is very similar to HTMX. It's a very lightweight thing. Um, it's what is their URL? Is it just Alpine.js? It's alpinejs.dev. Um, and yeah, just there's Alpine.js, no period there, and then .dev. That one I mean, it seems to be doing a lot of the same things. It's very much, hey, do some JavaScript stuff, but it's do JavaScript stuff in a way that's very minimally written. So those two are going to be kind of your thing of like, if you're like, I don't want to have to write a bunch of JavaScript, but I want some fancy animation. I want this to, spin or rotate or something like that, or I want to apply some CSS really quick, or I want to, modify this after a period of time, or if someone clicks this button, I want it to, send a request to the streaming API to see if there's something new. Um, all of that kind of stuff. That's doable through things like HTMX or Alpine.js.
I need to get. I need to make sure to mark my code. What is it called again? I'm so bad at this. Document.
Mm. Um, well, I mean, we could have that conversation around documentation. What is your preferred stance on documentation? Are you the type that you want to have like comments for every single line of code that you've written? Do you want to have like no comments within your code, but maybe a giant book at the front of the, at the top of the code? I'm
Um,
more just interested.
I guess for me, like when I'm looking up, like when I'm trying to read someone else's code, I don't really care how they want to do it. I guess for me, I always feel bad because my code is going to look janky just because like I'm not traditionally trained in coding.
Okay, I'm
Um,
gonna stop you there. First of all, neither am I, so I take offense to that. Second of all, as someone who has written professional code at this point, I guess um, most code that's written is janky. Like, just assume that the code that
all
you're
right.
looking at will have some level of jank to it. It may not be like the jankiest thing you've ever seen, but there will be some level of jank to make this doable. So don't
Um,
I wouldn't
I
worry too much about that.
I guess my only thing is if I'm writing code that isn't legible, like easily legible when someone's reading the actual code,
Yeah,
I want to write a comment that says, "Hey, this is what this does and why."
yeah,
Otherwise, like if I have main class container fluid, I feel like since I know what that is, most people know what that is.
yeah. Okay.
Most people might not have seen. Most people might have never seen this specific API before that's been plugged in. So I
Yeah.
just put something there that says, "Hey, this is what this does. This is what this is. This is what this is for," just so they know. And that's how I feel about like comments. Like I'm perfectly fine writing a big document, like if I were going to be making a library, but let's be honest, that's I think I'm a little ways off before I start making libraries.
I mean, you say that now. Again, I became a package maintainer very, very early in my Python career, but that was just because IT policies are goofy. I think I've mentioned this on
Mm-hmm.
stream probably once or twice, but yeah, the first Python package, well, actually my primary Python package that I wrote, Render Engine, or that I'm working on now, the reason it is a Python package is purely because while my company did not, my company blocked GitHub for some reason, but they didn't block PyPI. So it was easier for me to just package the project that I was working on, publish it to, I don't even think I published it to PyPI. I think at first I published it to like Python hosted, and then
Mm-hmm.
like would just pip install it and then go into the like library, edit it, and then republish it with like Twine and all that stuff. So like
Okay.
to me, the you get into packaging when you've built something that you think other people could use. I don't think there's a time to. I know a lot of people who are very much into the Python space that don't have a lot of Python packages. And I know some people who are relatively new to Python that like creating they only got into Python to make a thing, and then now that they've made that thing, they were like, all right, how do I put this up on the internet so other people can use it, and like immediately jumped into Python packaging. So yeah, don't let tenure or knowledge, I mean, again, I feel like we give Jen a hard time in these streams, even though she's not here. Like it's not meant to pick on Jen, but like Jen is very new in her Python journey, very early. I should say early in her Python journey. And we were talking about some of the changes that Jen made to one of my projects, and then she was very much like, how do I make it so other people don't have to do what I just did? And it was one of the it was one of those things that was like, hey, creating a wrapper around Whisper and um, FFmpeg is the exact kind of thing that I would want to package around. Now, the downside to packaging, and I will say this because we do have a couple of people watching, The downside to packaging is that once you make that package, that is your package. That is your child. So it's up to you.
You have to maintain it.
Yeah, it's up to you how much you maintain it. At some point, I mean, a good example of this, I talked to the maintainer of a tool called Paperclip, which does exactly what it does. It allows clipboard access to like, it allows Python to have access to like the contents of your clipboard. And I want to use that in a project, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, the project is stale. It's no longer maintained." And like I messaged the guy that is in charge of it, and he was very much like, "No, it's perfectly maintained. It's a very small package designed to do a very specific thing, and it does it.
Yeah.
And it works on the latest version of Python. It's done. Like I'm not here.
We're
I
not
know
adding things that we don't need.
yeah, I know that people want a clipboard manager out of it. I know that people want like all of these other pieces available, but that's not what this is. If you want that, go fork this project and make your own version and then release that version. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But there is a basic level of administration that should be done. Making sure your package is supported on the latest versions of Python.
Since
Yeah, you know, and I mean, honestly, I think that that's the biggest thing. And to me, like I have a lot of packages out there that like, honestly, I need to go back and I need to update them all. But it's just, there's like 20 of them and I'm not in the mood. Like, if I'm being honest, like I can't be bothered right now because I'm doing other things that I feel are more important.
fair.
But you know, that's also the beautiful spirit of open source is, you know, that doesn't stop someone else from going in and going, "Hey, I noticed that this isn't updated. Here's a pull request." And then you go, "Hey, that's great. Do you want to own this now? Because I'm perfectly okay with giving it to you."
All right, that's fair.
So yeah, just don't limit yourself. And the documentation thing, like I said, I don't. If you're writing like in Python, I would say that if you have to write a bunch of comments, to me, that's an indicator that either more thought needs to go into the implementation of it, or it needs to be refactored in a way that you don't necessarily need all the comments that you have. And I get it when you're talking about like things like Social Kit or, you know, something like that. Maybe you want to put in a comment and just say, "Hey, for more information, go to this URL." Like, that's fine. But especially when we start talking about things like if you're writing Python modules or something that you're going to do, like, you know, dunder init, and then you have folders inside of folders that are doing stuff. If you have a bunch of code here and then you feel like you have to explain what this code does, that's time to like move that code to another module, let it sit in its own space where it can breathe, and then people can like look at it and then give it a name that is very much self-explanatory. That'll kind of help you in that. And again, like a lot of this isn't really necessarily pertinent to Django, but what I've noticed is you haven't created any Django models yet, but once you do,
No.
like the second you get into like creating a Django model, then you're going to be like, this model, I need to be able to search this thing. And then, now I got to do this full text search piece. And then, how do I manage the full text search? Or how do I search on specific objects? Or what if I want to include, you know, data from something other than this SQLite database that I have? Like, you're going to catch yourself wanting to, like, double and triple explain things. And what I've learned is from very detailed name, module, import thing that you're trying to do, that is in itself a really good documentation, so that you don't have to fight the like, let me write a book about what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm not really sure in terms of a portfolio, like what Django models you would need. Maybe you would have a model for each of the different projects that you make, and it has like a little description and a link to the GitHub repo or something like that, and then you could just have like a, hey, view all projects, and you put that up on a screen and it's all there, and then you're managing it from within Django admin instead of from like every single project has a page, and that page stuff is separated, because then you lose the ability to do database things on it. So you could do like, oh, if I had, and maybe this is like an example of this, is I used to have this JSON file called projects, and JSON file projects.json had a list of all of the projects that I was working on, whether or not they were active or not, a little explanation about them when I started them. And eventually I kind of just gave up on that a lot, because I was like, just go to GitHub. You'll find it all. I should probably bring that back, because I think that there's like some nice things I could do with that. But like, then if I wanted to put them all on a single page, if I were using Django, I would just go, for project and projects, show project name, project image, date created, and description, and then go. I wouldn't have to go, oh, well, I need to change this thing, and I need to load from this template that has this information and other stuff.
Okay, so for portfolio, like the portfolio page, I could just have a Django import.
Yeah.
Or Django model.
Yeah, potentially.
Potentially.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. And again, don't let me be the person that tells you how to do any. You will soon learn in Python. There's a Python mythos.
I don't feel like you're telling me. I just feel like you're informing me on things that I can do.
Yeah, there's a Python mythos that is like, there should ultimately be like one and only one way to do it. That unfortunately that's not the reality. There's always like 5 ways to do a thing. There's probably one way that is the optimal way to do it. But, doing things optimally, sometimes it's easier to fumble your way into optimized code than it is to try to optimize from the jump.
Makes sense. Cool. I guess the last thing that I have to ask or worry about specifically is putting everything on Git.
Yeah, you should do that. Oh, you mean putting it on GitHub?
Yeah, GitHub.
Yeah, Git is a technology and protocol. GitHub is a service. And again, don't let me tell you what to do. If you want to put it on GitLab, go right ahead. I mean,
no, I have a GitHub account. I'm just going to do it on GitHub.
I have to say that because I have friends that are very much into GitLab, and I'm always like, oh yeah, GitHub, because I use GitHub. And people are like, you realize there's more than one service that does this. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Is GitLab the one with the fox? I feel like GitLab's the one with the fox.
GitLab. I don't know what their mascot is. Is it a fox? It's the fox.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at my old company, I remember this GitLab popping up a lot. And I'm like, I can't remember which one it is, so I just had to remember their logo.
Is there anybody still saying, hey, Atlassian, what about them? What about, We're still here. They are still here. Atlassian's out here still doing stuff. I'm trying to remember what their... Oh, yeah, they still have Bitbucket.
Bitbucket.
I used to use Bitbucket back in the day.
Bitbucket.
Yeah. Nowadays, Bitbucket's more reserved for people with money. Most people are just putting stuff on GitHub. I mean, I would say like most people are putting things on GitHub if you have an aversion to large corporations and your code. Then you can go with the publicly traded GitLab that is a U.S. corporation. Again, I'm not here to start any political wars on what service is the best service, but what I would say is all of your options are owned by a large corporation.
Yeah.
It's up to you to choose which large corporation do you trust. Or which one has the features that you like. I like the GitHub workflow. Can you do the GitHub workflow in GitLab? I don't know because I don't use GitLab. So it's out of pure lack of knowledge. Maybe I'll have my friend Fatima join us on a stream one day to give me like what's the 411 on GitLab. I want to know what's going
Okay.
on. The last time I talked to them was they like right after they went public, and I went over to their booth. I think I was working at Elastic at the time, and I was like, "Yo, congratulations on the IPO!" And they gave me like the nastiest like stink face look. It wasn't Fatima.
Really?
Yeah, I think there was like stuff happening. I think it was supposed to go out earlier and it didn't. And again, it was more. I think people were having a really bad day. That's perfectly fine. I don't hold it against them. Well, I do a little bit, but like I know other people there who are absolutely fantastic and wonderful. So like
Interesting.
I'm not over here to slander.
Oh, interesting. I guess since this is my first time not copying a repository
Mm-hmm.
from someone and creating my own, like I think that's kind of like I'll probably have to YouTube that.
I mean, you're using.
But
Do you want to know the terminal way, the the website way, the terminal way, or the VS Code way?
probably the VS Code way, but I was doing it on the website.
Nah, just do the VS Code way.
Don't do it on the website.
I mean, you
Okay.
can. It's fine. It's the steps are.
No, I'd rather do it the VS Code way because I'd rather live in the environment that I'm going to be using the
In that
most.
case, open up the command palette, my friend, and just type
I knew you were
in.
going to say that.
Just
I knew you were going to
type
say
in VS. Just type in GitHub. What happens when
under the command palette?
Control Shift P type in GitHub? See what happens. You may be missing the extension for it. Publish to
I don't think
GitHub. Look at that.
yeah, I had the extension,
Bayao. Oh, it wants to sign
but it
in.
asked me to sign in.
Yeah, you sign in. You do your sign in things. And then from there, once you're done signing in, it's going to ask you questions. And then you just go, yes. Private or public? Don't you dare put private.
Sorry, I wasn't even. I was just gonna click the top one.
Okay. Here's the thing that you want to. Here's the thing we got to fix. Oh, so you don't need you don't want your SQLite in there. You don't want your virtual environment.
Don't want a virtual environment.
Um,
Do I even want my managed pie?
what's in your managed pie?
Nothing.
I just
So my
want to make
import
sure you didn't have like, cause like your settings pie, like go to your settings pie. Keep going, keep going.
It has my secret key in it if I
It's
remember.
got your secret key. So what you can do, and again, this isn't necessarily what I would tell people to do. You can usually say like your secret key is equal to this like. Okay, so we got the get random secret key. We took the secret key out. Cool. Love it.
Yes.
Love it. Beautiful. Yeah, we can keep that in there. Okay, so yeah, do it again. Let's do this the other way where you have a dot get ignore. No. Close all that. Close all that. Close all that. Open up the terminal.
My actual terminal?
No, just this terminal inside of the project is fine.
Okay, it's open.
And you're gonna do create a new one because it looks like those are inside of like Python interpreter. It's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, that's definitely inside of Python.
Okay, there we go. Do npx npx space get ignore space Python.
Get ignore?
Yeah, it's all one word. Get ignore Python. Yeah, that's fine. Sweet. All right. That's just going to give you a very basic get ignore that has like some very common Python things filtered out.
It's gonna be ignore. What is a get ignore? I'll look it up.
No, I mean just go to it. That's the beauty of some of these files is they're all written in plain text, so you can just go in there and read it. Yeah, so just
Okay.
it's dot get ignore, by the way. There you
go. Okay.
Yeah, just click on it. It's just a list of.
It's a packaging.
No, just a list of files that won't get added to Git. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so now let's do that publish to GitHub thing again.
Public, not private.
Yeah. And sorry, the reason I tell people like do learning things in public. Yo, Stowe, what's going on? Stowe says when you get a chance. Oh, how do I add it to the broadcast? There we go. When you get a chance to learn to use Git via the terminal, you'll have more freedom to gain a better understanding of version control. 100%, 100%. I would agree with this comment. I think that there are a few. Sorry, I think there are a few commands that you should have a really solid understanding of when it comes to Git. Learn the basics. Learn, commit, add, remove, status, log, diff. All of those things are really going to help you understand how. I don't necessarily think you need to fully understand what a merge is doing, but also then understand like the difference between like a merge and a rebase. Understand how to get into an interactive rebase. I'm not going to tell you to understand how to get into just a regular rebase because I don't know how to do that. And then once you're there, once a lot of that becomes muscle memory, then you start looking at some things like cherry picking and other stuff like that, which I have only had to cherry pick once in my GitHub or my Git. See, I interchange them too. My Git life. So don't feel like that's a thing that you're going to be reaching for all the time. Occasionally you'll reach into some project and they'll want you to, instead of them squashing your commits into a single commit, they'll want you to do it. And then you'll have to do like some rebasing stuff. So like you'll be working on your project. Hey, there's this issue. I need to fix this issue. I've done like 3 or 4 commits to this issue. And now I need to rebase that history down to one commit message that is, I did all these things. Like that's like a rebase thing. And then you merge that into like, I want to merge the contents of this thing into this other branch on here. So yeah, all that to say, Stowe is 100% here. Like we're doing very GitHub-y Git things. The GitHub-y Git things and the things that are happening within VS Code are like more than anything. I want you to be comfortable working in your environment, and the better you know your environment, like the better off you'll be. But I think that you will bump into situations where you have to just run Git locally, and if you can do that, you're golden.
Okay.
At least with some level of like, oh, okay, I need to do a Git add real quick, or wait, what got modified? Let me do a Git status real quick, and then see those, and then like, okay, now I'll do a Git add of this thing, and then write the commit for it, and a Git add of this thing, and write a commit for it. But yeah, that's it. Did you create your GitHub thing for it?
Yeah, it's in GitHub right now. I see it.
Okay, it's already in there.
Yeah, I was gonna add you as a collaborator.
No need. It's public.
I was gonna set it to private. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah,
that's it. So the next thing that I would encourage you to do, and this is a part of muscle memory building, is get in the habit of filing issues. I'm going to talk about this in more detail in the very near future on a live stream or in the coffee and code sessions that we normally do. At some point, I will be talking about this, but there was a message that was conveyed during one of our open source sessions where someone was very much like, I don't want to make these documentation requests. All these issues are on documentation. All these issues are like fixing typos and things like that. I want to write code. And
isn't that the same thing?
Well, yes. The reality is the majority of time writing and doing things like you're documenting way more than you're writing new code. I'm in a field where I get to write a lot of new code. Most people, most software engineers are not writing new code. They're maybe implementing a new feature in an existing code base, but I can tell you now that's significantly more of a pain in the butt. It's not harder. It's just more of a pain because usually when you're adding a feature to an existing thing, you're not really modifying the thing all that much. And if you are, that usually gets broken down into so many other tasks of like, hey, I want to add a light and dark theme switcher to
Yes.
your site. Okay, well in order to do that, I got to like make sure that one, you have the ability to like, what does your dark theme look like? What does your light theme look like? Then so you're going to spend a ton of time on just CSS, not even writing the switcher. It's like you got to build out the thing, especially when you're building things in production. So like all that to say, writing tests, writing code that you are like, this isn't the code that I want to write, or writing documentation. Honestly, that's software engineering. It is what it is. So yes, get in the habit of filing issues, even issues that you think are dumb, even issues that you think are simple. I've written so many like typo issues, like, oh, there's a typo here. Let me write an issue for it. Like, you think it's one of those things that's like not a big deal until you do it, and then now you have your code on someone else's machine, and you've given them an easy way to contribute to the project. So now you can go in and actually have them help you with other tasks, and they're already familiar with your project. To me, updating documentation is the best way to get invested in someone else's project, because you have to understand what's going on to be able to document it. And once you understand what's going on, then you're able to go and do some good stuff. You're able to do some really cool things.
Okay. I'll do that right now.
So yeah, and the easiest way for you to do that is to use, I think GitHub. There is again, you can just type in, open up the command palette and then put in issues, and you should see like GitHub create new issue.
Oh, I was being lazy. I was doing it for the site.
I mean, again, you can. Don't let me stop you. It's one of those things of like, I don't know if you got ADHD, but if you do, one of the things that I often bump into is the second I have to open up a terminal, I'm like doing other stuff. And that's just me. So like if I can do everything from within, for me it's from within the command line, but either way, it's
Gotcha. And you said you can do that from publish?
Nope.
Issues.
Just type in issue. Okay, so you don't have it yet. So Control Shift X to open up the yep, and then type in GitHub. GitHub pull requests. That's that one. Yep. And then try it now.
So fast.
So let's do this. Go to you said you had a thing where you wanted to center some items, right?
Yes.
Go to where that code lives.
Okay.
Like the file, the very specific file for where that is.
No.
That's one password. We don't want to see all that.
No, I don't want to see all that.
By the way, quick tip: if you know what the file name is, you can just do Control P and then type the name of the file. Yep. And then when you find the things that you want to center, just highlight them all Then hit Control-Shift-P. And then type in issue. And then say create issue from selection. And then set a title. You can be use Pico CSS to center this object or something like that. Yep. So now I just go to open issue on that. Oh, before it disappears. You can hit the little notification bell down at the bottom.
I did it.
Oh, you did? Okay. I can't see that part of the...
Oop. Sorry, I just need to pull Firefox over here.
Okay, so yeah, so you'd probably want to edit the description a little bit more. A little bit more descriptive or whatever. But the nice thing about this is you have a permalink to where that code is in time. So the code that you were talking about. So they can now click that link and see exactly like, oh, it was here where this, this issue is.
Do you edit the title or do you edit the actual comment? Generally speaking.
I would actually, well, you don't need to edit the title. I would edit the comment here. That first.
That's what I wanted to double check. Well, now that I'm going to be on my merry way doing things, what are you working on?
So I am hosting or helping to put on the Black Python Devs Leadership Summit this Saturday, which is available on YouTube. If you go to words, why can I not feel the name of the words of go to youtube.com/@blackpythondevs. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because that is the Black Python Devs channel. Oh, you're doing it now. I appreciate that. At Black Python Devs. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, cool. Don't let me stop you. Don't let me stop you promoting my stuff. But yes, I am actually going to be working on resolving some issues on... Yeah. If you go to live, click on the live tab. Live tab there. Boom. Yeah.
Ooh, sick.
So check those out. I would tell everybody else, ring that bell, all that good stuff, so that you don't miss it. It's gonna start. It says 6. It's not starting at 6. There's no way it's starting at 6. It's starting at it's actually like the event starts at 9. Actually, why does that say 6?
Because I'm in Phoenix.
Oh, you're right. So you're in Phoenix, so it does start at 6 for you.
Yeah.
I apologize. However, it's a YouTube channel, so watch it from the beginning when you're done. So, but yeah, you can check that out. It's free to watch live. We've got a whole thing going on there. If you want to learn more about that, go to blackpythondevs.com/leadership-summit-2024. I am solving issues and filing more issues because I got to do a lot of things to get this stuff going. And good Lord, there's so much of it. And I haven't decided if we're going to work on that on stream or not. So
I mean, we can. I can work on, learning about issues and trying to.
You gonna try
otherwise I would just.
Are you going to contribute to your project, or are you going to contribute to my project, or?
I'll contribute to your project. Why not?
Okay. All right, let's do this.
It's a way to learn, I feel.
It's a beautiful way to learn. Okay. Well, I do need to update an issue that someone, let's see, we need to do the following. Add our Instagram link. Here. I just realized I control the stream, so I can go here, grab my display, boom, there we go. And now people see my screen. I think you can see my screen. I thought I was sharing my screen still. I don't know how that works. Yeah.
I might just have to see it on Twitch.
We can both share. So in the Zoom window, we're both sharing. There you go.
Okay, cool.
I don't know which screen you're looking at though, because I think Zoom just said. Oh yeah, no, Zoom's showing the right one. Or wait,
Okay.
is it? I don't know. Zoom is so ridiculous now. I'm just gonna say the latest version of Zoom. Not the biggest fan. They've just done some stuff, and it's confusing to me. Okay, yeah, desktop too. That's what's expecting to see. Okay, yeah, so you're seeing a lot of what I'm seeing, but they're not seeing it. Cool. So I mean, at this point, like, we can talk, chat, do stuff. Yes, we know. Go away.
There we go. Now I can see your screen. When I share, I can't see your screen for some reason.
That makes sense. Yeah. So a good example of this, for instance, is we have this add our community page. So like I have slides. So there will be a few spoilers, nothing too spoilerific slides, but we have like this, hey, follow us on social. And I had like these, I was like, where'd it go? I have this thing here for like LinkedIn and or like all these channels. And then I realized we don't actually have a page on the website that has that. And then I was wrong because we do. It's called community. Community has most of that. My code space shut down. That's why. Community, boom. We do have that here. So what I realized was the only thing that was missing is we have our LinkedIn group. This needs to also have our LinkedIn page, and then we also need to add our Instagram link on there as well. So yeah, I originally was like, oh yeah, we don't have this thing. How do I tell people to do that? And someone was like, hey, can you explain what you want in more detail? Because it's already there. And I'm like, I know it's there, but like, yeah. Hey, Stowe, what's stopping you? Participate, contribute. There are 50 issues. There are 58 issues on this, and most of them are actually easy. Like, we intentionally invest in good first issues. So you can contribute as much as you like. You can also contribute financially. I'm never going to tell people that they can't contribute financially as well. But you can contribute with code, because code is a lot of what we need right now. Let's see. Add our Instagram handle with icon. I'll just say add a section. Add a section about Instagram. To the community page. Also, Damien, I'm just going to let you know, I don't know where the Zoom chat window is. So if for some reason, like if you got to go or if we got
no worries, I'll let you know.
Like, just say it out loud, because I'm not going to be able to find like the covert message that's like, hey, I got to bounce soon. Like that's.
I will let you know.
Cool. So add a section for the Instagram, and then update the LinkedIn section to include our LinkedIn page. And I should probably actually get both of those. The Instagram one is easy because that's just at Black Python Devs. The Instagram page is the harder one because you gotta be super important to get all the good stuff there. I hate that they call it a company, but like it's a nonprofit. But yeah, cool. Well, let me add the thing. Oh, well, let me add the thing. Okay, so in that case, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. How do I strike? Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm doing that is because if you have it formatted correctly, and these are checkboxes, you can take this and you can make them their own issues. So then I can come in here, good verse issue, content, sweet. And do the same thing. Now that is one of the reasons why you want to consider doing things in the actual website, is they have some built-in features that are kind of nice, but
I like the labels.
yeah. Well, you can add labels and stuff to the other thing. Just a matter of, so we got that LinkedIn group thing. I just need to and again, if you want to know why I do this instead of just updating it myself, is because one, it gives other people an opportunity to go and contribute.
I'll go to the one that had something changed an hour ago.
What's that?
I was trying to see which Black Python devs to go to, and I was like, I'll go to the one that was changed an hour ago.
Yep. It's the GitHub page. Black Python devs, blackpythondevs.github.io. Follow our LinkedIn page. There you go. Boom. Something to that effect. Because then I can just do all of this can be quoted.
There's a desktop GitHub. Interesting.
Desktop GitHub. I always forget about the GitHub desktop client. I don't know how many people use the desktop GitHub client. If you do and you're in the chat, please let me know, because I'm incredibly interested in learning more about people who do. There we go. So see, now I have this entire comment here, and I have I can still do good first issue. I can still do content, and I'm not a stat chaser, but what I will say is I have come to really enjoy going to open source and being yo, open sourced, top 1%, let's go.
Not a stat chaser, huh?
Not a stat chaser. I'm top 1% though. Top 1% on GitHub. Let's go. But yeah. Okay, add YouTube embeds for live. Oh, I'm already.
Hmm.
Leadership Summit.
It's gonna be silly, but I assume you just want to fork off of the code
What do you mean? Like,
for
do you?
changes.
Yeah, yeah. You would create a fork
Yeah.
of. Okay, I should have walked you through the steps. We have a thing, and that leads me to get confused on stuff. Cool. All right,
Oh, you have a
so
document? I
yeah,
can document.
but the document's kind of involved. So we have a little website here.
Mm-hmm.
If like how to contribute, boom, like
Oh,
fork
yeah.
the repository, do the thing, creating an issue, do the thing, working on an issue, do the thing. Like again, all this could technically be on like in the contributing.md. It probably should be in the contributing.md. In fact, I think in some ways it is. There's like some more stuff like on how you get started. Hey, read the code of conduct. Does that link work? That link better work. Sweet, good. Link works. Uh-huh. Create issues, pull requests, do little things, work on an issue. Reviewing pull requests. That's probably not for you, or any of us really. Accessibility, like we talk about, making sure things are accessible.
Mhm.
That's more of a thing on us that we're working on. So again, like our contributing.md is more for like maintainers. I would actually, you know what? Here, boom. Um,
This is definitely. Oh, okay, there is a sync button. Cool, 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 cool.
there we go.
That is so weird.
What's up?
When I Google Black Python devs Instagram, the first thing that pops up is a Thai website for real Pythons.
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing that. That's okay.
I guess it's probably just the most viewed thing on Instagram.
Yeah, we have like 3 followers on Instagram, but that's I think in part because we don't have a lot of like the Instagram thing is really really new, um, like really really new. Is that the task that you wanted to work on?
I was gonna try. It seemed like a test that could be worked on by me that
Oh, definitely. One
wouldn't.
thing that I would suggest then is go to the comment or go to the issue itself, issue number
Mm-hmm.
444, and put
Mm-hmm.
in there like, "Hey, I would love to tackle this," or "Hey, I would like to work on
Oh,
this."
I just,
Um,
okay.
and then when you do that, it allows us to assign it to you, and more than anything, that just prevents someone else from coming
Doing
in,
it at the same
working on
time.
it, and doing the same thing. And I always tell people if everybody did the right thing, it's who did it faster gets the credit. And then if one person did the right thing and one person didn't do the right thing, then whoever did the right thing is going to get the credit for it. Boom, boom, thumbs up on it. And that's when I go perfect. There you go. And now it's assigned to you. There you go. Okay. So the thing that I was looking at, and I could even publish my changes and then file a new issue to get it updated, because I do think that to do it the right way is going to require a little bit of like adjustment of stuff. Um, what I'm yapping about is right now the YouTube embeds are not correct. If you ooh, did it stop? Did it stop? I think it stopped. Yeah. Bundle exec Jekyll serve. Right. Sweet. Reload. There we go. Is this the right link? No, it's not. Is this the right link? Also no. Okay, well, you know. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. So that's, I see what it did there, because this goes to the fully qualified domain name, even though it shouldn't. It should go to the localized, because now in order to get to this, I need to do this, which is more of just a thing of like a problem of so like we have these two. So this will be the thing. We have the leadership summit. We have, I don't know which one's which, to be honest. I probably should have put that on like the card. But yeah, live in 2 days. They're both live in 2 days. So this is the morning one. But if you go in to inspect these, and yeah, you put them down into like a mobile view, they expand out beyond the space, and that the whole site does apparently, which I don't think is accurate. Oh, it's doing that because the thing is stretching it. It's stretching it out. So like, I was like, wait, I don't think that's not how that's supposed to work. That's only happening because of the thing.
It's YouTube.
What's that?
Because of YouTube.
Yeah, because of the two YouTube embeds. So the
Can
problem
you
is if you do max width,
mm-hmm.
if you try to constrain it by width, then it just moves the width. It doesn't move the height. You got to do both. And there's a thing that I was reading the other day. YouTube embed auto adjust. Someone wrote it. Yep. So you could do like this video. This, yeah, like again, this article. This is how they suggest doing it, is that you have a container, and then inside of that container you say that the width is full width, and then you have an absolute position that where the height in the video is 100%, and then you pass that in. So I think the way that we would do that here is we would have these sections, which are class grids. You have this article, which would be class, come on, why can't I type, class container, and then you would have this space here that would be like style. And I mean, we could do that, or we can just say like class is going to be like video embed. And then now when we do video embed, we can go into our assets, CSS, BBD CSS, and just come down here and just do dot video embed, and then set all the same values there of like position is absolute, top is 0, left is 0, height and width are 100%. So now when that reloads, if we go here, which one is this? I'm gonna get rid of some of these that I know are, this is the right one. Yeah, see, I was afraid of that. It like yanks it all the way up to the top. So, Aaron, hey, we were working on that thing that if I get all 60 issues, hey, which if you want to contribute, this is going to be the open source contribution stream. If you want to contribute to get all these 60 issues resolved, maybe not all 60, just about 30 of them, then hey, I will put the link in the chat and we will go here. By the way, this is Jekyll. Yes, I know this is Jekyll. Oh, there's a ton of low-hanging fruit. There is so much low-hanging fruit in there. If you go into... I hope you can see that link. I don't know if you can or not. I pushed a button. Oh, it sent it to Twitch. Here, I'll send it to everybody again. There you go. There's a ton of good first issues in there. Everything that has the word conference, just ignore it. I'm pretty sure we can actually, we're going to do this. We're going to close these. And then if they come back, or if a PR comes in that tries to like remove them from the site, then I'll know that the thing happened the way that it happened. And yeah, basically look for something that isn't assigned to someone and just comment on it and be like, hey, I'll work on this. And then I'll be like, dope. Code spaces are the easiest way to get everything set up for you, so you can just run and just do it. Okay, so we have, let's do like video dash container on this, and then in that CSS we have video embed here. We can do video dash container, boom, and then what was I doing? What was that? My brain shut off. Here we go. I don't understand that whole padding thing. I don't really care about, like, the padding thing is kind of an interesting idea. But yeah, we'll leave that one up for now. Refresh. It did not work. Interesting. So let's figure out why it did not work. So article, does it have to be a div? Does it only work if it's a div? Video space container. Video container position relative with 100% height is 0. Padding is there, and then video embed is there. So then we have this article class that's, okay, let's do this. Let's have article, and then let's just create a separate div with the same class. Because I'm wondering if that's causing an issue. Let that reload. Because it kind of did it, but it didn't. Oh. Yeah, see, this is why what I wanted to do was actually just have one on there. And I'm wondering if there's like a CSS thing that I did wrong. I feel like I'm missing. I didn't close something correctly. No, you're right there. Article. Let's do the same thing for this one though. Just so what do we do? We do inside of that same grid. We need article. Then we need a div, which is div class equals video dash container. Div, sweet, and then inside of the iframe, we're gonna add. I probably shouldn't put a main in there. I should just make it another div, because main in Pico has its own. It's doing its own things. So I think if I just make it a div, then I can do div class equals video embed. And then we include that iframe in there. I think that solves some things. Okay, so why is this upset? Because I didn't close out section? No. I did close out section. Okay, so why is this upset? Oh, no, just yeah, fix all the stuff. Just fix the stuff. We reload. It's still doing the thing. Oh, I mean, it's trying. It's not doing very well, but it's trying. Is it because of the... Do I need to remove the height and weight on this? Not height and weight. The height and width. Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. So what happens if...
Ooh, I did it.
We go full screen. It just forces them to be that one size. That's not good. Okay. Is that because that's because of the padding? The way padding. The padding was necessary. Okay. The padding has to be something. I don't think it needs to be 50%. It can be 5%. Oh, it does have to be 50%. That's wild. I haven't even gotten to the GitHub Action stuff yet. This code here is kind of my backup to the backup plan in case I don't have time, because I know like how to do it, and I can just make this live and put like each of these on the thing and be done with it. The other plan is to use a tool called Launch Darkly to basically say, hey, put these on a timer that will it'll have some custom logic that changes the code that says hey, like, load this embed in. This embed, by the way, looks like this. And then we just have a script that says at a certain time, change this value to be another thing. Yeah. And then reload. And then it'll just reload on its own. That way we don't have to do anything. Cause I'm telling you, like, the one thing that we'll forget is to like change the website. So that 56% is like buck wild. That's bothering me that it has to be exactly 56.25%.
It's gonna be silly. Question.
Oh, they're putting it on the iframe. What's up?
Do I just do a git push when I'm like, it just says, hey, push all changes to git once you're done?
So what you'll do is you'll push the changes to your repo,
to my personal,
and then you'll submit a pull request. And you can, I mean, it's up to you how you want to do it. You can do it straight in GitHub, or you can do it in in VS Code. I think.
How interesting.
Either option is okay.
I have permission to do this, but I specifically made a fork off of mine.
Make sure that you're pushing to the right origin, because it may be trying to push to the main source.
Oh.
Yeah. If you give me 1 second, I can.
No, you're fine.
I can probably take a peek. I'm just trying to see if I can get this to quote unquote straighten up and fly right. Yeah, I know what that issue is going. This is video embed. Cool. And then
origin.
I mean, that's cool. It's not right, but it's cool. It did the thing. It did what I needed it to, and it does collapsed correctly, but the height is just all kinds of wrong. Okay, so in the CSS we said the height is 0, but here we said the height is 100%. Oh, it's because we need to do the 56.25% on the CSS. I see. This is where I think a comment is absolutely necessary. If I can only remember how to add a comment in CSS. Let's see. VS Code knows. Oh, you just use the star asterisk. Yeah. This must be this setting. Otherwise, the window is cropped. Very, very wild. But here we are. Reload. Boom. Okay, we have that. We scale down.
Oh, yeah.
That's clean. That's clean. We like that. Big fan of that. 100%. Okay, so now that that's done, here's what you'll do. You can follow along. There's a slight difference in that you'll need to figure out what your origin is. But when you go up,
I just did it.
Oh, cool. Even better. You did it on your own, which means I didn't have to help you. Make. What is this? Make
So I did a
embeds scalable. Yes. And that's going to go straight to that PR because, oh shoot, it's got to do pre-commit things. Freaking pre-commit. Yeah, we know. Okay, this is no inline HTML. That's MD033. I just need to do. Can I just come up here and do markdown lint no MD033. Need to change the markdown lint rule. Nope, I want to do it in the doc itself. In the doc itself. Markdown lint rule in doc. Now, I know what the rules are. I want to know how to ignore them. Custom rules. Nope, that's how you export things. Simple rules test. Markdown, static analysis, markdown lint Ruby, rules. Custom rule, disable, there we go. Disable next line, no space on emphasis. Just disable next line. So you can only disable a line? No, here we go. Markdown lint disable MD yada 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 yada. Okay, so that's boom. Markdown lint dash disable. Is that what it was? Dash disable and then a space and then the rule. So we can say, yeah, we know. Markdown lint disable MD 34 034 and 041. Oh, 33. No bare URLs used. What is that one? Where's that? Nope. Line 13, column. Oh. I mean,
Once you commit and push
It's kind of annoying, actually. That's doing that.
page for your fork. Oh, branch. So I have to go back to you guys' section.
Yeah, disable markdown lint for the front matter section. I wonder if that actually works the way that I think it does. Apparently not, because everything came back. Oh, that would make sense, because I'm guessing since it did enable, it enabled all the rules. So if we just do markdown lint, disable here, then we go markdown lint enable there. That should... Oh, that didn't work? Oh, 03 and 13. Oh, these are different things. Oh, no one cares about that. We don't want that. Heading style length. Where are you at there?
Jeez.
Watch online. We'll just say about. Because event lineup, and then we'll add speakers. Yep, boom. Interactive talks, panel discussion with our panelists being there. Breakout sessions. Yeah. We want schedule. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Sweet. So why am I still getting heading style? $44. Oh, because it wants that? What does this mean? Heading style. Heading style, string default consistent values ATX, ATX close, consistent setx, setx with ATX. ATX style. Why is it saying that it wants... Oh, I know why. Because of front matter. Front matter over here making things confusing. I'm going to close this issue though, just because I don't want them to jump on that one. Why is it... No. It's disabled, so it shouldn't even look at that. Oh, there we go. It knows how to ignore other stuff. Also defines standard property appearance for compatibility. Oh, that's CSS. That's a whole nother issue. That ain't this issue. It's a different issue. Okay, so I think we can go with this. We can add these changes. We can add these changes. We can do the thing that I was going to ask you about. Did you run pre-commit? Cool. And then make embed scalable. Sync those changes. Sync those changes. I should have permission to since I was the PR creator. Cool. So now if I go to my PR, updates conferences. Okay, so let's see how the conferences got updated.
Okay.
I knew it was going to do that crap. I knew the second. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. No. We're just going to ignore those for now.
What the hell is a remote name?
Okay, what? Where are you at?
Me?
Yeah.
I am currently trying to repush the changes that I made into my Git so that I can do a pull request. Um, right now, I am at where it says, please provide a remote name and then hit enter. But when I previously provided a remote name, it added a Git to the end of the repository that I had.
You're
And
sharing.
therefore,
You're sharing your screen too, right?
I'm not sharing my screen because I'm a piece of shit. Okay, now I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna come over here and
So here I will start all over.
I keep forgetting freaking Ecam Live Zoom. There we go. Oh, okay.
I'm Git pushing. I'm not using the origin. As you can
You're
see, I
using
made
IG
a.
Social. Yeah, that's fine.
I tried to make an IG social, but I didn't because it adds this .git to it, which is not my repository. My repository is just .io. And because of that, I cannot find that repository in here because that's not the right repository. So I'm trying to. Um,
Okay, I see. You're still in. So go to your version of the PR in the browser.
I'm in the browser. This is my version.
No, in the
No.
in GitHub itself. You're in Black Python Devs GitHub. You want to go
What the fuck?
to B-Boy Jamba
Okay.
Black Python Devs.
So let's hop out of there.
You can go to your there you go. Repos right there. Perfect. Okay. This branch is one commit behind. That's fine. You can ignore that. So what I think happened, did you create your code space directly from
Maybe.
Yep, that's what you did. So that's part of the issue. As to oh shoot. I did the thing that I didn't want to do, which was publish the thing already, which is fine, not the end of the world, just more annoying than anything else. Because now, yeah, now they're available. It just says watch online.
So while in here, I want to create a. Oh, sorry, you're doing that.
No, you're good. Yeah, you're gonna want to do that there. And I
I
mean,
think that's what I did last time, but it still pulled up, I guess, you guys' version.
but you did it from
I did it from here
interesting.
because then it asked me to install a bunch of bundles and all this other stuff, and I was like, okay, I
Yeah,
guess I'll install
it's
those.
always gonna do that. It's always gonna say, hey, we've got like 8,000 things we need you to install, if you don't mind. Um, and most of that is just to make it slightly easier for you. But it does take a long time. And that's one of the things that we've talked about is like updating that so that it doesn't install as many things. Um, and then solve some of those issues. Um, okay, so this doesn't need to be done right now. That kind of does. That would be nice. That would be nice. Create a comment action for automated conference issues. That can wait. Sponsorship images or not. Okay, so this is the thing that I can work on this now. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna close that, and then I'm going to create a branch, open a code space, because I'm in my lazy
Maybe
era.
because I didn't let it build.
Oh, I need to create that banner. That is probably more important, but that's fine. I can have a couple of code spaces running at the same time. Pull request update. It's going to keep wanting to update conferences until I figure that out. So should I work on that as well? Um,
Okay. I think I am in the right spot.
Make local development significantly. Update on the prospectus. Yeah.
Twitter,
No one ever
LinkedIn.
updated the path on the new prospectus. I hate to break it to you, fam. I assigned this to you 2 weeks ago. You have not done it, and it was a very easy task. So I have to assume that that something came up. Hate to. Oh, that whole blog post just did not come out yet. Update the path new. Yeah. Just verified that closing the issue closes the file. Or closing the issue deletes the object.
That's weird.
What's weird?
That closing the issue deletes the object inside of it.
Oh, no, that's intentional. Like
Oh.
we have a thing
Okay,
that
okay.
makes it so that when you close the thing, it deletes the thing. Because what we were having is, again, you have like these issues for people who are creating, you know, hey, we have this conference that we're sponsoring and we wanted to make it easy for our folks to go in and just go, hey, I'm updating this thing. And then we can go in and fix it, or we can go in and have it added. It should be automated. And then once it's done, once the PR is merged, it should just close saying that it's done. And then it'll disappear on its own because we only load the things that haven't passed yet. Okay, so yeah. Hmm.
One little post create command run.
That can be deleted. Were you able to get your thing updated?
I think
Whoa.
it's doing its thing right now. It's running.
Oh yeah, it's doing the setup thing. The setup thing takes a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
it's all good. I think since I did everything else previously, I think I might have
Yeah.
at least know how to.
So now you should, yes, you see now how origin is set to yours and then upstream exists. You want to submit to origin. And honestly, you don't even have to, well, I guess you modified your existing GH pages. You can do that. That's fine. I tend to build off of a divergent branch and then just submit my branch to the upstream GH pages in the PR. But I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. That's not nearly a big issue. That's not a big deal at all.
Visual Studio Code periodically run. Ask me later.
Add YouTube embed. Okay, so that's active. That can be deleted because we don't need that.
What should be deleted?
No,
you're not even looking at mine. Okay.
I have yours. I have your window up, but I'm not. I'm like looking over at my stuff over here. Okay, this is done. It's still running on my end too. But I don't need that. I just need the what is it? Data conferences, not the conferences.yaml. I want to update. Oh, there you go. Conferences main.py. There we go. So yeah, it's just getting open issues. State doesn't need to be open. Labels need to be conferences. Parse conference details. Match name. Dates match. Ugh. Ugh. That's gross. Just how we're doing this. It's gross. Okay. Okay, time to work. Time to include a thing that I made a long time ago. Not a long time ago. I made it last year, a year ago. Where's requirements.txt? Requirements dev? Is that the only one we have? Yep. Okay. So
Special. I just don't
we're
understand
gonna call
this.
this GH
Yeah,
issues.
push to.
Yeah, push to origin. Did it
Push
yell
to
at you?
origin.
Yeah.
Nope. So I push to origin. Doesn't really say anything.
Go to the thing here on the side that has the one next to it. Has the get icon. Yeah. Commit
Oh, I
that.
have to commit.
Yeah. Create a quick little message for it.
So. Yes.
It's gonna run for a second because it's gonna want to run pre-commit, and you haven't run pre-commit at all yet, so it's got to install pre-commit things. It's got to do all the pre-commit first install stuff, and pre-commit just ensures that your code changes are
Breaking stuff.
well, not even breaking stuff, making sure that they're following certain design guidelines. GH issues. Okay, so we're gonna install GH issues. Python-m pip install GH issues. I gotta remember how to use GH issues, to be honest. This is Yo Jen. So I've been told that I need to focus on this summit that I'm working on for on Friday. So the next couple of time is very much focused on doing those things. What are you working on? Jen's probably like, I'm waiting for Damien. Pip install GH
No, apparently
issues.
Jen wanted to go later in the afternoon, so I have to jump to the gym in between the streams.
A glimpse of what a glimpse of Damien's site or the site that we're working on.
Clearly your site, my site. It's not
I
a site.
No, I think she means your site.
Why do you want to see my site? My site's literally nothing.
Well, that's you talking and not other people who might be interested in what your site looks like. Well, both. I mean, you can go see the site that I'm working on at blackpythondevs.com. That's the site. It's the same site. And then Damien's site, we have it on GitHub now, so you can go to GitHub and you can figure out what to do from there.
It's true. It is on GitHub.
It is on GitHub now.
Public.
Okay, so owner is Black Python Devs. The repo is Black Python Devs. Cool. Oh no, the repo is blackpythondevs.github.io. That's what it is. Issue. We don't want to do individual issues. We want to do. Ooh, interesting. How do we scan for a bunch of issues with this?
Oh, it's done.
For an issue, get content issues, issue header. Print issue header.
Wait. Okay, this is my origin page. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, and then now you see the thing that looks like a plus sign with a little arrow hook And I think, oh no, you were over next to source control. Yep, right there. Create pull request.
Oh, so I can just do all this from Git.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how lovely.
You might want to change the name of it to something.
So what it actually is, so to it actually Git description title.
Yeah. So wait, this isn't actually scanning the issues. That's kind of annoying, actually. That's a nice little issue to file here. No response showing up in issues. API token to pass either in repo or an issue class. Yep, that would be nice. API in repo token to be passed into issue object. That seems like the same thing. I don't understand the difference. Truncate longer attribute names. Add make docs. Add read the docs. We can get rid of that. Add string issue. Sam, this is assigned to you 2 years ago. Okay. So there doesn't seem to be a way. Issue parser. Repo, just the URL repo. Okay, cool. So we do issue parser. Oh, that's right. Jen's got the workshop.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this doesn't give you. You have to know the issue number. You can't. That's fine. So we can still do things. We can still do what we need to do here. In that case, we get all of these. Don't need that. Get open issues. We don't really care about get open issues. We're gonna say get conference issues. I'm gonna switch over to my screen.
That's good.
While you're working on that. Okay. So this get conference issue. The reason I'm doing this is because every time I make a change, it wants to submit a PR to delete a bunch of conferences that don't need to be deleted, which is annoying. So the other thing that's happening here is we have this like parse conference details thing that is literally just a regular expression. That's how you get in trouble. That's how things break. Like just saying, that is how things will break. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do something similar. We don't need to do state is open here. We're going to do labels is conference, which is fine. I would say created in the last year, but let's not do that for right now because we're going to this is just one thing. I will be right back. I just got asked if I can go do a thing right now.
Do the thing.
Yeah, I will be like right back. Give me like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna put you on stream. What?
Oh man, you're gonna put me on stream? That's dangerous. Okay, let's do it. I can wait here.
Yeah. There you go. I will be right back. Now I gotta go pick up my daughter from the bus stop. That's all it is.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Yeah. In like 2 minutes. Luckily the bus stop is only like 30 seconds away. So that's not a problem. Okay, issues, conference, that's fine. And then we'll go. Oh, never mind. Okay, well.
It was a whole dream.
Never mind. My wife was like, "Oh, I just saw the notification that you're streaming right now, so I got it." Let me respond back with thank you. Okay, so we return all issues. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so then whoa. Whoa, that's a lot of code. I did not write a lot of this code. Actually, I didn't write any of this code, and I'm realizing that now. Yee. Okay, so
I should just put my keyboard on Bluetooth mode.
okay, so we have issues is get issues. So instead of return issues, we're gonna do return issue, right? From GH issues. Oh, there's a GitHub issue. Paginated list issue. So that's just returning issue objects. I don't think issues get called somewhere else. All right, we don't need that. Cool. So we're going to say repo. Oh wait, repo.get issues is going to be different though. Okay, so it's going to be issue. Repo, and then you need the issue number.
The chat.
It has to be a dict string and or bool. That doesn't make sense. You can still hear me, right?
I can still hear you.
Okay, cool.
I'm just trying to find the chat.
The chat. Where's the chat? Oh, did you submit your PR?
I did.
We'll pause for a second and go check out the PR. Ooh, look at this. Added you to social call. So I'm gonna
YouTube channel.
I'm going to approve and run. Let's see, what did you do here? One of the things is broken, so we just gotta fix that. But okay, follow.
One of the things is broken.
One of our GitHub. No, it's not you. One of our GitHub actions.
Oh, okay.
Which means I kind of have to I'm going to approve it. Do me a favor. You had it pulled up on here, right? On your screen?
I have it pulled up right now, yes.
Yeah, show me. Show me the actual live running sample of it.
Oh, okay.
I looked at you at port forwarding going on and stuff. Did you start it?
No, I bet I didn't start it.
Bundle exec Jekyll serve. Which, by the way, this is moving to render engine, and it might move to render engine in the next month and a half, because
you don't like Jekyll?
Jekyll at this point is kind of not being updated anymore, so it's like a maintenance thing.
I had opened it previously. I didn't reopen it after I made it my own branch.
Yeah. Instagram, sweet, cool. And then if you click on the Instagram thing, it works. It goes to the right page, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I had to change it a couple times because I had it on the Italian version of Instagram, and I was like, I can read some of this, but I can't read all of it. Am I tired or am I just ridiculous right now?
All right. That works. Like I said, I'm doing that because I know that the PyTest, the tests that we have currently are failing due to some translation errors. So it's even though it's going to fail and it's not even it's not your fault that it failed. I need to skip those tests so that until we fix them, because then we know that the tests,
gotcha.
We know that the tests are broken, which is a whole nother issue. So, hey, look, open the issue.
Jin is blowing you up in YouTube, by the way.
What's happening? What did I do wrong?
I'm eating lunch and going to start recording.
Oh yeah, I see that. Just got done with the workshop. Oh, just got done with the workshop. Oh, saying let's want to co-work tomorrow instead of live streaming. Check Discord. Why Italian IG? Oh, I don't know, because Damien's all about that Italian life, I guess. Okay. Do you want to go do the other one? Fix the LinkedIn one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do that.
The issue's already filed. I forgot what number it is. It's numbered something, 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 dark side.
Okay, I'll hop into it.
Skip tests that are currently failing due to translation error. Oh. By the way, check the issue on that because I gave
I'm
like
going to.
such specific like it's literally like, hey, it says this, it should just say this instead.
Oh, because it actually has the numbers instead of the date section 12. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, something else.
Sweet. Okay. So now the thing that I'm concerned about here is I need to figure out how to get the issue number. Issue dot def parse issue body. But what is issue body? How do I get the issue number? Issue dot labels, issue dot name, issue dot body. I'm guessing there's an issue dot number. There's no definition found for issue. Okay, so from GitHub dot issue, import issue as
And Jen, the reason why it was the Italian IG is because when I want to be pretty, I look up Italian ice cream recipes in Italian and hope for the best.
That sounds great.
I don't speak Italian, nor do I read or understand Italian, but through osmosis, hopefully.
Oh, here we go. Issue, assignees, blocks, comments, URL. What's the number? ID? Number. There we go. Cool. Boom. So now we don't have to do this whole parsing thing at all. I ain't gotta do none of that. None of that. Oh. Ew. I don't see my child. But I see her talking. There she is. I see, like I saw my daughter talking, or I saw my wife talking. I didn't see my child, and I was like, I don't understand what's happening right now. Am I having a ghost moment? All right, so we have this validate
Great
issues, and then we go validate issues. This is going to be an issue object. I should say validate issue. Boom. and then boom. And then we do the thing that I taught Damien back in the
Back in the day.
Jay teaches better Python, um, on how to. We're gonna create a basically a validation function here.
Oh, Jen, you know an Italian guy who can help me with my Italian.
Okay, return issue, repo issue number for issue and issues. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. And then we'll say we don't really care about the dates matching. Or it's not that. We need for that issue. So valid URL is going to be normalized URL if not URL match. What is URL match? What is this code? I feel like it's doing. I feel like it's trying to do something. Why are we doing this twice? Oh, I see what we did. I see what's happening here. Okay, so this got put somewhere else. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple of things. A couple of executive decisions here. We're gonna make this. We're gonna go to issue template. We're gonna go to add conference. We're gonna change this to just be start date. Just the start date. Mostly because I genuinely like. We don't care how long it is. It's more just so that we can list when it's happening. The start and end date of the conference. No, the start date of the conference. Because again, the end date is really not all that important. The placeholder is. Can I make this? I guess it's input, but can I make? Is there a default for like a calendar object? And it would be a string either way. But if we do that, hold on. GH issue template. Figuring issue templates. I just want to see if there is a default style for dates. Type checkboxes. Nope. Input. Okay, so input probably just means like whatever. Yeah, it's just whatever. Sweet.
Francisco. We should start our own learning platform.
Absolutely not. Okay.
Little do you know, Jen, every day is a learning platform for me because I know nothing. I am Jon Snow.
Okay, so the placeholder for this is going to be description, use ISO format, ergo 2020, let's say.
I want that show to watch. Oh, maybe an hour flight. Aren't you going to be asleep? Or are you one of those people who do not sleep on planes?
Oh yeah, it's a super long flight.
What is it? 18 hours?
Something like that.
That's not that bad. But I'm also one of those people who immediately fall asleep as soon as I sit on the plane. So
yeah, I tend to not fall asleep at all.
I know a lot of people who just can't sleep on a plane. I get it. You're around a bunch of strangers in the sky barreling towards another continent, but
Yep.
in my mind, I'm like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. So I'm gonna at least be comfortable while I do it.
Oh shoot. I guess the problem with that though here is we'll just try. We'll do a try except there, and if it just doesn't work, then it just doesn't work. Because the problem that I see is that we will have the constant issue of the old stuff being broken. Um,
Oh, interesting.
oh,
More than 5 hours, you struggle. What's the other one? The sleeping aid that a lot of people take. Uh,
Ambien?
Ambien, yeah. If you've not taken Ambien, I hear it's pretty solid, but you could be like
Don't wake up.
the one out of 100 people that have the sleepwalking issue.
I was gonna say you'll have the issue of like don't take Ambien unless you have enough time to sleep through it. Because if you don't,
True.
you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be really upset and extremely groggy. Um, so I'm guessing they defined URL match here somewhere else. I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so sit. Okay, so more than anything, we want. Okay, this is a Python thing. Okay, I'm gonna chat. I'm gonna rap with you about this because I see the right thing happened and then the wrong thing happened. Are you seeing my screen? Oh, also, did you submit that PR?
I'm submitting it
Okay, finish
right
submitting it.
now,
Okay,
I think.
really quick pause. Okay, so this function here is called validate issue, and if we look at it, it had a bunch of stuff in here, like all of these extracted fields doing things, and then it had like then we set the default URL if this thing doesn't happen, and we say valid URL is normalized URL, yada 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 yada. Okay, cool. And then we do this whole like if dates match thing. We do some stuff, and then we do some stuff. Okay, like this is fine. Normally, I would prefer if this code here was in its own function, because it's funny because like dates match is just like run a search and you're looking for like if there are active dates, and I'm like that doesn't help. Um, what I would prefer is for us to do something along the lines of one, we're gonna get rid of the date matching thing because that's getting rebuilt anyway. The normalized URL thing seems fine because you're given a string. We don't need URL match. We're just gonna call it URL because why? Let's just rename that symbol. Just call it URL. Boom. Okay, cool. Awesome. Now, so that part's fine. This part's fine. All of this stuff, this is why we have, instead of the issue body, we just have the issue, and that is a GH issues type issue thing. So now we don't have to do any of this. And then I'm guessing from here, they return a dictionary. Why is it returning none? Oh, those are just disconnects happening. So basically do a bunch of stuff, and then if it doesn't work, then disconnect. So let's change this to, so parse conference details. We don't need to really parse any conference details anymore. We just need to output the details into a thing. So then we can just do if normalize issue, or if get date, which we will say. We'll do def get date, or check date. There we go. Check date. Am I importing date time? I am. Okay, so
Snap.
what
Two
happened?
issues.
Two PRs?
Yep.
Dope. see the issue. I don't see the PR. Oh, pull request 3.
I just did it.
By the way, just as a like, this is a thing that can help you in your future journeys.
Yes.
Make sure inside of a thing, inside of a PR, put resolves whatever the name of the issue is.
Oh, okay. So resolves and then whatever the previous issue's name. Okay.
Yeah, because that way it'll link to that issue. So when I merge the PR, it'll close the issue.
So if I put
What? What?
what? Did I break something?
No. For some reason, the PR,
Mm-hmm.
it has your IG social PR in there as well.
What the fuck does that even mean?
It likely means that the changes weren't. Well, no, the changes had to have been merged because hold on, let's see. Yeah, see, Instagram's already in there. It
So I
probably
guess my question is,
it
oh, go ahead.
it
Sorry.
means that more than likely you didn't pull for updates before you started working. And this is the exact reason actually why I suggest working off of a branch even on your own code, because then if you're always working on a unique branch, it will cause less issues towards like merge conflict stuff. Like I'm almost certain I'm gonna get a merge conflict when I try to merge this. If I don't, then that's fine. Squash merge, it's fine. I got you from here. Cool. Sweet. 2 PRs done.
Okay, so going forward, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Get push to upstream. And you do a new fork every single time?
Yep, and then I delete the branch when I'm done. Oh, you don't do a new fork, you do a new branch. Sorry, maybe I said.
No. I I'm assuming a fork and a branch are the same thing, and that's the issue.
They're not.
So when I push to make a new branch, do I just go in and make a new remote, add a new remote, or do I have to go through source control to add a new branch?
Hold on. Let me get to your screen really quick. Okay. So let's just say, okay, let's find another issue for you to work on. Add a banner for the leadership summit. I love it. Because this is gonna give you a little bit of practice with Pico. It's issue 417.
Okay.
Boom. I need you to comment on it so I can assign it to you.
Oh, sorry.
That is intentional. Like it will not let me assign it to you until like I could type in your name and like have it search for you. But like after you comment,
yeah,
it's so much easier for me to just hit assignees. And then when I do B-Boy, whoa, what? Hold on, refresh this page. Yeah. So once you comment on it, makes you one of the first people. So then I can assign it. All right. So now what you're going to want to do is you want to go to you can go to that same code space if you want. It's not the end of the world.
Okay.
Okay.
In the same code space.
So now up in source control, hit those 3 dots.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can even open the command palette, either one. You could say branch, hover on branch, create branch. Actually,
Oh,
before you do that,
before I do that,
first
going
things
back.
first. Things first. I'm gonna say what. Okay. Pull.
Pull. And that'll pull any changes that have come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So now, yeah, type in a branch name. I would call it something like 417 add banner or something like that. 417 for the issue number. Don't put the number. Don't put the number sign. Just do 417 dash add banner. Add dash banner. Whatever. Yeah. Cool. You don't have to publish the branch yet. You can publish it once it's done. Okay, so now when you start working on your changes, you're going to make your changes here, and then you're going to submit your changes as a PR. So this is an interesting one because for this,
make the changes here, submit them as a PR
to upstream,
and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So the development side of it doesn't change. It's just you just create it on a new branch.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to take a lot longer than everything else did.
Nah, you got it.
I don't know about that. With Pico. If melatonin messes you up, it could be what's in the melatonin, by the way, Jen. Sorry, I just read that. And sleepwalking is only funny when you have more control of your environment, not when you're on a plane. Sleepwalking is great when it's your house, but when you're on a random place,
it's not great when it's your house because you can leave your house really quickly.
It's true. I have definitely seen people start cooking while they're sleepwalking and make themselves food.
So return.
Oh, maybe my body's just too tired to do all that. I get so lost on PRs, branches, issues, and clones and such. It's okay, Jen. The easiest way to not be lost when it comes to that stuff is just have no idea what you're doing, and then you're never lost. You're just confused.
If it makes you feel better, it goes away with time. Like, if you get lost in the PRs, branches, issues, and things, the more and more you do it, and this is why when we talked about the learn by doing, that's why it's called learn by doing. It's not you learn by doing once; it's you learn by doing it several times. Like for instance, you struggled a little bit with how do I do the upstream, get the issues going, and things like that. The second time around, you didn't have a problem at all. Then the third time around, I'm guessing that you won't have a problem with those pieces, but you might have a problem with doing the actual Pico stuff. But once you do the Pico stuff, cool, the rest of it's easy. And the Pico stuff isn't even that bad. It's I don't know if I worded it well on here, but what I'm hoping to see is if you go to the main page, if you go to the homepage, yeah. At the very top,
there should be a banner up here.
Yeah, there should be a banner in between that hero image and the header that says the Black Python Devs Leadership Summit is happening today. Learn now. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You could follow templates and just hard code it into the homepage. And in some ways you probably should, but what I would I'll work with you on this one. Okay. Cause this will be fun. Okay. So if you go to index.html,
what?
Index.html.
Yep.
Okay. So notice how this is a layout. It's layout of index. So now you need to go to Command Shift P Command P. Not Command Shift P. Command P. Underscore layouts, which in Django speak, that would be your templates folder.
Okay.
And then index.html. Okay, cool. So now what you have here is you have that article class hero, and then you have a bunch of stuff at the top, which it's just doing stuff. It's yapping. I don't know what it's yapping about, but it's yapping. So the next step is above that article class hero is where
I have to put another article for the banner.
Yes. I don't even know if it needs to be an article. It needs to be What
You asked for an article.
whatever makes Pico, I'm pretty sure using an article will work. I'm trying to see picocss.com. Oh,
Wrap it up. I stay there.
I'm looking at my screen, not your screen. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
okay.
chat. Chat's been like, yo, you've been stuck on the same screen. What are you doing? Okay, so like picocss.com. If we go to the examples page, you can go to like preview. And then if you look at the preview, there's like, so there's like text, there's like form elements and stuff like that. There's buttons, progress bars. There's like all these little things. Article puts it in a nice little box. So if you use article, like that's why I was suggesting using article, because it's gonna wrap
Yeah,
it
sure.
in that style, that box style thing.
Yeah, articles, sweet.
In Pico, like article is like the everything thing. You could also use a card, I guess.
Yeah, but cards are a little weird because you have to make sure to have the right container for it. Otherwise, it's going to look weird. As someone who is messing around with cards on his website,
So yeah, let's just add an article that just says like, hey, you can just boom that. The only reason I was thinking as like a card is because we want this whole thing to be selectable.
you can make it selectable as an article.
You can.
Yeah, you just make an href. That's what I
Oh,
did for my stuff.
really?
And yeah, and I'm pretty sure you can add an image to it as well.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know where you want it to go because there's no exact place.
It
So I
goes
was
it
just
goes to the Leadership Summit page,
okay.
which is /leadership-summit-2024.
Not in the actual website, so I'm gonna go to the actual website first.
Oh, well, I mean, I would just do the local reference link, the slash, whatever.
Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying. So slash. No, you told me how to do this. It's URL. Nope, because
Colors.
we're not using Django, so I can't do the Django method.
Yeah, you just gotta hard code the URL.
But I can do
You
the
can do the relative
URL
URL
version of
thing.
this, the relative URL.
Yeah,
So slash leadership slash summit.
that relative URL thing may not work for. I think that's for like images. I mean, try it. Why not? That's why we do this. We try it, see if it works.
Slash leadership slash summit slash 2024.
Trying to see what color we want to use. We'll probably want to find something that's close to our color scheme, which Pico. What? 357992. 357992. What's the closest Pico color to that? Like a cyan? Nope, not a cyan. An azure? Nope, not that either. Interesting. It's that's not it. That shouldn't be it. It's Leadership Dash Summit Dash 2024, by the way.
Dash.
Yeah.
Dash.
Yeah. I was like, wait, well, that looked weird. Why did that look weird? Usage with CSS. Style sheet ref. Okay, that's fine. Pico color pink. So can we change pink though? Because I want to change that value. We don't want to use SAS. We just want to change what that color is. And it's like refusing.
Still breaking.
I think just take out the relative URL piece because I don't think that's doing anything.
Oh, really?
Oh no, you've got a single quote and then a double quote. Well, it didn't
Yep.
break.
It did not break, but it's not linking either.
Yeah, that's why I was very confused. I was like, that seems wild if that works. I'm not against it.
Why does it work on mine? Hold on. Come here, Pico. Tell me the thing. So I'm looking up. Pico was saying.
And then the color that you're gonna want to use, which we'll have to do some like styling, like article class, like tooltip style or whatever. Actually, don't even do that. Just do background. Just do style equals and then do background color. I have a reasoning for that. That needs to be in quotes, by the way. Yeah, background color.
Dash color.
Yeah. Let VS Code write for you. Let VS Code write for you. Okay. 357992. Now the only thing that I'm worried about is there a contrast. Is the contrast going to be okay on that? Check contrast. Oh, I know that fails. Good lord. Well, no, I'm gonna see if white passes in terms of contrast.
If white fails, then try cream, because sometimes it's a little bit better.
What's the cream color?
You should just be able to type cream. You're gonna have to type in the number.
No, not for this.
No?
For this, I
No? Hold on, I'll give you cream.
cash rules everything around me.
Hey. Color schemes, I forgot. Maybe because Pico is very specific about their colors.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Pico has Pico's own colors. That's why I was like. That's why I was giving you the manual
Um,
style.
so hex code's going to
Hold
be
up, hold up, hold
oh,
up, hold up. Um, where did it go? The thing broke. Told to check contrast and it broke on me. There we go. So we want, what was the number? 357992. And then
yes.
we want, oh no. We want all quad F there. 357992. It's passing double A. It's saying that it's not like a triple A. But what's cream?
Cream is going to be hex code all capitals. Foxtrot, Charlie, Echo, 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 3.
It's about the same.
There.
I think it's the blue that's causing or the like teal that's causing F2 EDDE. That's another one that I want to try.
Yeah, I was right.
Okay, it's no different. I don't know if is the contrast better if the number is smaller or bigger.
numbers?
Bigger. Bigger.
Bigger.
Bigger is better. Okay, so you can leave it at that. It's not failing. It's double A. It's just saying like, hey, it could probably be better. Um, you also may want to make the text a little bit larger or something. So maybe in that article, make that article a header, and I think it'll modify the wrap it in header. Nope, no, just wrap it in header, just the word header, and then Pico will pick up on that, and I think it'll do some style. It'll make some style choices for us. You gotta learn to so you gotta let the thing type for you, man.
I know it's. I'm just wanting to.
Oh,
Nope. Nah, I think it's probably better as an H1.
well, we don't want to use it as an H1
Why?
because screen readers will pick up on that and mess things up. We want to just
We'd have to style the header though.
make it a you can do like don't make it a header, make it main
Okay.
and do main style font size equals it's font style whatever font size colon space 2.5 rem semicolon. Yeah, check that. Oh, we also want to make the color white. Space color white. Space color FFF.
Text color
I thought it was just
or
color.
font color?
I was pretty sure it's just color. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it is text color. I don't know. I don't do CSS things. It's definitely not font color.
No, sure it's text, right?
I didn't think it's text color. I'm almost certain it's just color. It is just color.
Is it changing? Is it because there's no comma? That's not right.
No, you're doing it right. I think something is overriding it. Add before that last semicolon in there, do space. Oh, no, the other one.
Okay. Yep.
Before it. Exclamation point important.
That's it?
Wait, how many F's in there do you have? You have 7 F's. That could also be why. I would also.
It's fine. Counting is my strong suit.
This doesn't work.
Even with 7 F's, it doesn't work.
Just do 3. Just do 3. And make them all lowercase. Wow. Okay, get rid of the font size thing.
Get rid of this?
Yeah. It doesn't have brackets, does it? Am I like...
I thought style was its own thing, but maybe I'm just...
Style is its own thing. The space after the thing is bothering me. It's not... Oh, it also help if you spelled style instead of stili. Yeah. Not criticizing you on that. Just saying that
that's definitely a me thing.
That would fix it. That would solve the issue.
That's 100% a me thing.
We should go. Yeah, let's add that. Let's fix all that. Yeah, there we go.
feel like someone was in chat just screaming that.
No, I was
Style, font.
with all the F's. Yeah, I was. I don't know how big the font, if the font was like.
Oh,
I mean, that's not that's not exactly what I was thinking of. However,
let's get the point across.
maybe we make it a little bit smaller, a little more subtle.
Probably
Maybe like 1.5. All right,
1.5.
1.5. Which is that's like a relative. It's supposed to be a relative. Yeah, something like that.
That's
Let's
solid.
thin it out a little bit to make it, make it stand out a little differently.
Then the total article size.
Um, so you want to do font weight?
Ah,
And just do lighter.
so it's
Yeah.
not bold. Got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot prettier on the ice.
Yeah. A little bit easier, a little easier to read. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely easy to read. I mean, maybe center it,
Okay, good luck.
but
Go ahead.
why do you say it like that?
Good luck. Go ahead. Center it in Pico. Go ahead. You're just gonna
God,
do the text to line center. I mean, you can do that. That's fair.
fine. I'm gonna center in Pico the Pico way.
Now, how are you gonna do it the Pico way? I'm interested now. Inquiring minds want to know.
I don't think there's a Pico way to do
Yeah, I
that.
think you just do text line center.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you could put all of this in a CSS class. It's more like it's easier to just play around with it and then fix it. I also feel like we could have made that a button. It would have done the same thing.
Can't we still make it a button?
Yeah, just change main to button.
Can't.
And I think that gives you that allows you to go and then add an href.
Yep. Yes, it does. It'd probably be better if I just do it the way you taught me to do it, not the way I want to do it. Now I can take the intro from here and then make it. Oh,
Leadership slash leadership. Yep, that. And then just change the MD to HTML. Yeah.
ooh, forgot the button does that. I mean, I could send it to the button. I'm not too worried about that. I'm just more worried about the fact that
And change the
um,
color.
I can remove the color completely. I'm more worried about the fact that the button does not work.
The button doesn't work. What do you mean the button doesn't work?
I don't know if you can hear me clicking, but it's not going to a different page.
All right. Well, I mean, undo all that and just let's just. I was just thinking it would be much easier to if it were a button to then make it a lot cleaner. Whoa.
I mean, I don't disagree.
What? Pico has conditional styling now?
Ooh, you can make a div a button? Oh,
You can make a div button?
yeah. I wonder if you can make an article a button. I'm going to try that.
Oh, you're just doing an article class button?
No, article role button.
Oh, the role that does. I mean, yes, that will do things. I just want to make sure we know that will also do other things.
It makes it a clickable element with the role.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to. Well,
Buttons
Or
are
is it his belly
using
dead?
the native button tag without classes for the default style. Variants. Buttons come in secondary contrast styles not available in the classless version. Roll button. Clickable elements with roll button are rendered as buttons. But yeah, but then you gotta do like things with it.
Yeah, there we go.
But is it clickable? And when you click
It is clickable. It is not just. It's just not going to the proper place.
okay. So how do we fix that?
I mean, my href has to go to the proper place, I suppose.
Leadership Summit.html. That seems right. And I don't think the quotes matter.
Is it under? Is it event?
No, that's all. That's all. You're correct there. This is all. You haven't done anything wrong.
Okay.
Check it.
No, let me refresh it really fast. Yeah, the button is there. The button is working. It's just not pulling over to it.
Inspect it.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the.
It says it's not exist. It doesn't exist. Oh, wait, because I'm doing it on this. It might be because
Well, no,
I'm.
just go to slash all the things.
Excuse me?
Yeah, just open a new tab.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So did I break something? And just want to make sure I'm looking at it right.
After we fix this, I'm gonna have to head up.
Okay. Just remove the .html and add a slash. Try
Add a slash. Okay. Okay, so that actually works the slash.
Does
Unfortunately, the button is not pulling me over there.
You could do action or what is it? Shoot. I've seen this before. It still just suggests that you I'm about to just ask Chat Jibita.
Sure, Jupiter.
Should have asked Jen to ask Chat GPT. She's a big fan.
Yeah.
I hate this. I hate this completely because what it did was it didn't do what you wanted it to. What if you just wrap that whole thing in an A, like an A tag?
I want to so badly.
Do it.
Okay. Because an A tag makes everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can just make the A tag, have an href or BB href.
Yeah.
Let's go A tags.
I mean, A.
do this.
I feel like the button should have just been like a thing though.
Right?
That work?
So yes, it does work. My worry is okay, cool. Yep, it works. It just highlights the words, which I don't know if you want or not. I could change that. I can just make it a secondary. Which I learned how to do.
Oh, look at you.
What a type for me. Oh, no. That's... Yeah, I spelled that right, I think. Nope, didn't spell it right.
Yeah, you did.
That. No, I have to go back to Pico.
You can just do, yeah, okay. So I think for the sake of saving ourselves a little headache on this, we could probably just move all this stuff to CSS and then specifically tell it no text decoration.
Could. But like, that would be giving up.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it.
So moving it to CSS and say no text decoration. But I guess my question is, could we not just style it and say no text decoration?
Yeah.
Or it has to be in CSS?
No, it doesn't have to be in CSS. You can just do style, no text decoration.
If I can spell style.
Oh, yeah, today is greater than or equal to date.
That's really
Yeah. Open issue. Oh, this is just issues. We could do.
No.
What did you try on there?
Font, no text decoration.
Oh, I think it's text decoration none.
Oh. That's why I was telling you that it wants a colon at the end.
Jen, to answer your question about numbering videos, if you're comparing two numbers,
Let's go.
then yes, but otherwise, since it's a string, it's probably going to want to sort based on. You're just looking. You're looking though, because the problem is if you match one, that means you'll also match 10. You'll also match 11 through 19. You'll also match 100, and so forth and so on. I would, unless you're gonna pull out that number and then forcibly make it an integer, and then if you try to match it, then it'll match correctly. That's one way you can do it. The other way you can do it is just add leading zeros, and then yeah, you can do the comparison, and that would fix it.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Not pretty, but it's done.
Maybe it's not pretty. Make it pretty.
Hmm.
Oh, that seems fine. Oh, what happens if you squish it?
Squish it.
Like on mobile? What's it like on mobile?
Oh, pretty sure it just makes it wider.
No, check it.
Hmm?
I'll say check it. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. Put let's do a little bit of a little zhuzh on it. Well, I mean
Okay.
it has a little shadow on it, right? 'Cause it's a button.
Yeah, there's a tiny shadow on it.
Very tiny shadow.
I mean, I can make a very fancy shadow if you want.
I
I've been
mean it's not that serious.
fucking about with some CSS stuff. I know how to
Let's
do it
make
in
it a
style.
little bit smaller, like 1.25 maybe.
The text.
Yeah, and then let's add some padding around it, like one. Oh, I think the padding won't do too much. Yeah, and let's just underline it. Don't make it so that it's like make it always underlined. Don't
Yeah, don't make it so that it's
only
underlined when you
on
hover over
hover.
it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which I mean, you could take, yeah, let's say you could just add text decoration, underline. Um, also make it, I think it's underline. Can you do underline space? I forgot how that works. And then add a color. Like, oh, I think it's just I think just do the color of just have it be white.
point.
So I hear you on that. And that is a thing that I am worried about. And that image is actually probably going to go away in the near future. In the very, very near future. But yes, there is an accessibility thing that runs that checks for accessibility. I think the problem is that image, that background image. I don't know how it checks against background images. But yeah, I agree with you. That's a thing that needs to be changed in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, so this is great. This is perfect. This is exactly what I want. Push it and let's get it merged and then go in.
Okay.
The image is probably going to go away because we've had some people on our team who are doing some UX design stuff that wanted to do a full like UX overhaul of the site, but do it like the right way, which is to prepare like a design document, create a design language, and then basically have everything fit within a standard. And that's why I said that thing is going to go away because like that image just does not fit the design guide that they've created in any way, shape, or form. And I think originally it was meant to be a placeholder. So yeah, here we are. It was like, hey, AI, do some AI stuff. And then we're like, slap it up on there and make it happen.
Would you like to stage all
yes.
changes?
Yeah, basically what it's saying is when you do a commit, normally you need to add the files in which you are committing. Because you didn't do that, it said, hey, I don't know what you want me to do. You're going to need to publish that branch first, though.
Oh, because it's not part of the other one. Okay.
Yeah, so...
And then I publish this to the original.
Nope, to origin.
Okay.
And then you create a pull request to go to upstream.
And I hit resolve.
What?
Resolved?
No. In the description. In the description.
Okay.
You can put resolves 417. Yeah, that project. I mean, again, it's a bunch of people who are working on it that are volunteers. I'm not rushing them. But I do agree with you that image needs to. If that image is hard to read, let's fix it. But I would also say like, file the issue, which I can even run really quick on. Just go to the home page. What I want to do is there's like a smaller image below. I would actually like to put that image up there. And then just have this be a standard image that exists, or have it be just a blank thing. Again, I don't know design. This was like we chose Pico for a reason because we're Python developers, not designers.
But
Um, but yeah. Okay.
but oh, is this the other pull request that I did?
Yeah. See, it keeps adding.
I don't get it. I don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, no, I know what it's doing. It's an annoyance because it keeps adding in. Yes, very Okay, I'm putting this up on the screen. Is Black Python devs
What?
inclusive of neurodivergent persons? Speaking as a person who has ASD, absolutely. Um, there is so what I will say, yes, and we do try to make sure that as we are doing things that we are taking those who are neurodivergent into account. Also, I have ADHD, which is like in a kind of a thing as well. Um, what we tend to say is it's better. It's the more we know, the better. Um, and what we will try to do is make sure that you feel welcome and that everyone else feels welcome, if that makes sense. So I hope that you wouldn't feel not welcome depending, based on whatever situation is happening. But I would also want to make sure that your actions don't exclude or don't act exclusionary towards other individuals. And again, all of those things are incredibly hard lines to toe, and that's why I say the more that we know, the better. Because I'm not going to put you into I'm not going to put you in a situation where you're like set up to fail. If I know that it would be a position that would put you in a position to set you up for failure. But that being said, like 100%, I'm not gonna. I would never want someone to feel like they don't fit in because of any type of neurodivergence, or any diagnosis period, or any life situation that they may be in. So you can definitely, I would say, definitely feel comfortable about that.
Where's that button?
Oh, I need to add a image
Yeah, I was
to the thing.
trying to use this thing for buttons on my website, even though it's 90% CSS.
What? Ew. Brother.
Don't
Ew.
me.
Brother. Ew. Nah, that's fine. I again, kind of an accessibility thing as it jumps in of like, is that a button? How do I know it's a button? Does it tell me it's a button?
Because for me, I'm going to make it so that when you hover over it, it looks different.
Yeah, but what if I
It
don't
looks
know to hover
button-esque.
over it?
Big as shit, so you have no choice but to hover over it.
There was a video, and I didn't watch. I'm not even gonna fully recommend that you watch it because I didn't watch the whole video. But the
Mhm.
TLDR was basically, it was saying that ugly sites convert better than pretty sites, and the argument was design choices that are made for reasons often distract from the objective of the site,
It's fair.
and that
I guess
sometimes a call to action is more reliable as a
I guess
button
the
when it
question
looks like a
is
button.
if the point is to make it pretty, go for making it pretty. But if it's the point is to do something else, make sure you do that first before worrying about if it's pretty.
Yeah, effectively is like, hey, maybe start with the button, and then when the button, you know, if the button isn't converting, work to make the button more eye catching or attention grabbing. And to
Okay.
me, what I was saying is that style, while yes, it's pretty, makes it feel less like a button. And I mean, maybe if there were text on the button that said "I'm a button," then
Yeah.
like that would,
Click here for more information. Yeah.
yeah.
And most of these are just kind of like, hey, things, let's
Hey,
make this pretty type of deals,
yeah.
more so than,
Ooh, all the checks passed. Nice.
did they? Let's go. Okay. I do need to go though.
You need to go. I probably
Yeah.
need to go too. It is. Yeah, Jen
I
likes to
feel
say
like I
make it
should
ugly.
save this.
Um, this has been good. This has been very
This
good.
has been great. But that's part of the reason why I've been working more for the HTML than the CSS, because I know if I start doing the CSS, I will just sit there for days trying to make it pretty.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I haven't worked on that issue yet. Was quite literally, I was afraid that if I did, I would spend all day. Oh yeah, there's an issue. Stowe, there's an issue. It's issue 365 that says replace hero image with carousel from latest posts and featured images of them. So like, there's a whole issue in there already that's like, hey, let's make this like replace this with a thing that's like the call to action of the site, which is what we should be doing anyway.
Maybe I'll try that out later, but
Yeah.
probably not. I feel like that's just a little not that user friendly. Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna
I'm gonna
end the
get some
stream
more
there.
work on the website done.
All right. Everybody, take care. Have a good one. This has been great. Thank you. See ya.